Yep, we are back for another game. This time we are playing host to the Chicago Bulls. This might be a tough game. And they have won 7 straight. Let's see if we can end their winning streak and continue ours. Let's get into it. Shaq and Ernie.
Brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you to 2K Sports.
It's Shaq.
It'll be the Chicago Bulls up against the Dallas Mavericks. And right now for Dallas, they certainly seem to be on a mission. This is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Hey, Shaq, Dirk Nowitzki has come up with this shot late in his career, this one-legged fadeaway. What do you make of that move?
I call it the iron leg jumper, Ernie.
The iron leg?
Iron, E-I-N, as an
iron leg jumper.
Iron means one in German. Iron leg jumper, unstoppable move. He bumps you, gets you off balance, then takes a step back and shoots a fadeaway. Unprecedented move, similar to stat sheet stuff, skyhook, unstoppable.
But the skyhook revolutionized the game. You're not saying that about this Dirk Nowitzki one-legged, iron-legged jumper, whatever you call it.
I'm just saying that this shot can't be stopped. I don't know about revolutionaries and kings and all that stuff. Just couldn't be stopped.
Didn't think the conversation would go down that road, but obviously it did. Anyway, let's get courtside. Kevin Harlan standing by.
And a view here of the Spirit, the official name of Michael Jordan's statue standing outside the United Center. It's a West versus East contest here in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, as the Bulls play 1-0. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Take a look at the Mavericks. Game after game, the unbroken streak of wins to start their season continues.
I think for the Mavericks, quite honestly, guys, they're playing a brand of basketball that very few people thought they were capable of playing at any point this season. Never mind right from the start.
And for a team that might not have the talent of some of the other top players around the league, getting off to this good start has been critical. I think a slow start might have doomed them.
Now, look at Dallas' starting lineup. Dirk and Chandler up front. Jameer Nelson is out there with Carter, and it's Crowder in at the 3 slot.
Derrick Rose, the 2011 MVP, but major injuries to his knees have cost him most of the last 2 seasons. Only time will tell if he's able to reclaim that elite status in the NBA.
Okay, Dallas took that win in their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
I'll tell you what, the way they shot the ball in that game, it looked like a shootout.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
Here is Nelson after Pau Gasol's bucket. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that.
Foul?
Rose goes in. Here's Dunleavy. Pass to Gasol. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Gasol's got his second basket of the night.
And that assist earned him a little nod from his teammate after the basket.
Vince Carter the bucket on the assist by Nelson.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that.
Can you go get it?
For Chicago.
Switcher couldn't change Vince Carter's number. Don't know why.
Outside Rose. The feed to Gasol. Shot from 12. Chandler with the rebound.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Nowitzki with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
Jameer Nelson dropping a delicious dime there.
Jameer Nelson.
Outside Rose. Here's Gasol. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Gasol's got 6 points. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And it's Carter penetrating and the powerful one-handed slam.
What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
You know, he's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show.
And Chicago has possession following the score by Dallas. Rose dishes to Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. That's now 8 points for Pau Gasol.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Here's Nowitzki. Again, the Mavericks score.
A lot of things go into a team being successful. But one key is being efficient offensively, and the Mavericks were one of the more efficient teams in the league because they understood where their best shots came from and usually took those shots.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
That try by Carter. Some solid defense from Butler.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Rose kicks to Dunleavy. Back to Rose. And he flips in the layup off the glass. Guys, you would think as they get older, less shots would fall for them. But for the Mavs, it just hasn't been the case. The top offense last year, as you guys were talking about.
Well, they got older, and they seem to get smarter. They added a couple of really nice pieces in the backcourt. And as we know, Rick Carlisle, terrific coach, putting his players in a position to succeed. So that was an excellent offense last year. Well, he had that tight separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Carter, the pass to Nowitzki. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Nowitzki's got 8.
And at 4 or 5 now, a nice start. I mean, he looks ready to make an impact offensively. So far, so good.
Rose with the ball. Now Chandler defending. Noah dishes to Rose. Throws it from outside. He has 7.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
I'll go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Doris?
Coach told me that defensively, he's not even sure how you contain Dirk Nowitzki offensively. He said he really has an unstoppable shot with that turnaround. I don't know how you stop it, but we're going to try. Guys, it always helps to have those athletic, rangy defenders who can at least get a hand in his face. We'll see what matchup they go with defensively.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Just 3 to shoot. 3-pointer, Butler. It's rebounded by Dallas.
He was really tightly guarded there. About that shot selection.
Nelson kicks to Nowitzki. A fader. And he gets it to go. Nowitzki's got 10 points in the game.
Well, 5 for 6 here in the first quarter, so he's rolling. You know, with Dirk, he has the type of game where he might be able to play till he's 50. I mean, the way he shoots the ball and creates offense for his teammates, it wouldn't shock me if he was around Dallas for a few more years.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Nowitzki signing a new contract with the Mavs at a discount. In fact, Clark, one of the biggest discounts I think a superstar has ever given his hometown team, trying to give them cap space to add some top talent.
Yeah, I like seeing that because guys like Nowitzki and others that have made tremendous amounts of money are now at the point in their careers where they understand it's about trying to win and be competitive and to contend for championships. And not surprised, though, Dirk has been a model in every way since he's been in the league as a player and as a coach.
Here's Wright after the basket by Nikola Mirotic, and that is good.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Gibson setting a pick for Heinrich. Dishes to Gibson. Back to Heinrich. Shot clock at 6. Here's Butler. No good. And the Mavericks going the other way now. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Always a little tougher to see how you match up with teams in the opposite conference because you just don't see them very often.
Yeah, you just... Okay, elbowing me to the ground.
Shots of the night from a charity strike. That free throw good from Aminu. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Now Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Butler goes in. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Mirotic. The Mavericks pull it in. Here's Udrich, averaging 6 points per contest. And that one's good. Right.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Allen for the 3, and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Mavericks ahead. They lead by 1. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Friday, December 6th, Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Do not miss it.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And we're ready to get going once more. The players have a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Well, I really like what they're doing here in the opening half. Down on the block. Very productive inside.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Heinrich is out there with Allen. It's Taj Gibson. Then there's Mirotic. And it's Butler in at the small forward. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
You know that old saying, the more things change, the more things stay the same. That applies to Chicago. Once again, they were incredibly tough at home with their defense.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
Right. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich. Udrich has got his 3rd assist on the night.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
Now here's Heinrich. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they made one basket.
Bulls here in Chicago, Steve, helped them to 27 wins in the United Center.
Well, a tough defense can stifle a lot of teams, and the Bulls have that for sure. That's been the strength of their club for a long time.
Oh, that face looked familiar.
When you add that to this kind of home court advantage, it's a pretty tough combination to beat.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Mirotic, Clark, the first ever 2-time winner of the EuroLeague Rising Star Award. Certainly one of the most accomplished European prospects to enter the NBA in quite some time.
And you know, Kevin, his game has been compared to Dirk Nowitzki or Danilo Gallinari, and both of those guys are pretty versatile, high-quality, highly skilled players. So Mirotic, a stretch power forward with really good intangibles to him.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, thank you, Kevin. As you know, Derrick Rose might be a superstar, but he doesn't lean towards the limelight. He said, I was always the kid who didn't say too much, and people didn't think I knew that much. But I followed everything that was going on in the room and always knew my surroundings. Paying attention to detail, that's part of being a point guard. Guys?
Certainly a cerebral approach to the game. Much appreciated, Doris. Thank you.
Tremendous skill for a player of his size, able to pass, handle, shoots it with range, and I think he has the toughness to complement that skill level as well.
And Mirotic has a nice touch inside. I mean, he's developed a post game to complement a really good outside shot. It'll be interesting to see how he's able to be most effective in the NBA.
Jameer Nelson's checked in for Dallas. And Harris drops them both.
You know, the Bulls' offense was not that great last year. As a matter of fact, they struggled to score. But when they did get to 100 points, they were one of the best teams in the league.
Rose attacking, and he gets it to go. Rose has got 11 points.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Here's Harris. Here's Chandler. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Chandler's got the lead up to 5 now for
He's the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
As you said with the Bulls, a
Ray Allen. 3.
It's a perfect example of how dominant the defense is. I mean, if they got to 100, they knew they could count on their lead every single night. But getting to 100 was the problem. They did not score very easily.
And here is Harris. Following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. A nice shot by Carter.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Now here's Rose. 14 points for him.
Well, what was supposed to be the triumphant return for Derrick Rose a year ago quickly turned into another nightmare season. Finally returning from that torn ACL in the 2012 playoffs, he managed only 10 games before tearing the meniscus in his other knee. Just devastating. We obviously hope that Rose can come back and put in a full season.
And the first one goes.
What a game for Rose. 15 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point lane.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Pau Gasol's checked in for Taj Gibson. And Dallas also making a switch. Nowitzki's checked in, and Rose drops them both.
Yeah, that was solid. I tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
Mavericks leading by 3. Nelson, the pass to Nowitzki. Carter with it. Gasol covering. And again, Vince Carter for 3. Carter's got a pair of triples in the second now for Dallas.
Boy, you take a look at Rose, who was extremely patient in trying to get back to being on the court.
Thank you.
And then he fell victim to another devastating knee injury. Terrific blow for him personally and certainly for the team and the city. But fortunately, the surgery did manage to keep all of his meniscus, which provides a better prognosis as we move forward.
Got a lot of momentum going with his own game. It's been great today and just as hot as he was last time out.
Allen up top, defended by Carter. Allen kicks to Rose. Outside Rose. Rebounded by Jameer Nelson. And Steve, now for Derrick Rose. How will his game adapt to having surgery now on both knees?
Well, he might not be quite as explosive, and maybe that's a good thing if his breakneck style was too much for his joints. You know, the mental side of it, that's what I look at. I mean, after missing basically 2 whole seasons, how is he going to bounce back?
Boom, boom, boom.
Inside to Gasol.
Thank you.
And stolen by Nowitzki. And now the fast break. Nelson with the ball. And Vince Carter with the slam.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
Man, if we see a few more of them, this game could be in danger of getting out of hand quickly.
Offensive rebound. Rose. No good, unable to end this run. Dallas leading by 12. Nelson dishes to Nowitzki. Shot from the wing. The fadeaway. And all won that time before dropping in. Nowitzki's got 6 points in the quarter. Bulls have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Now, we've all seen what Tyson Chandler can accomplish when healthy. And that is some kind of fool.
Yeah, you know, maybe the best stretch of his career was at the start of the decade, a 2011 title with the Mavericks. 2012, he got a gold medal in London and was the Defensive Player of the Year in the league. And in 2013, an All-Star. I mean, that's a pretty strong 3-season run.
Chicago calls timeout.
Well, Tyson Chandler has battled injury throughout his career. He had the bulged disc in his neck, hindered him for parts of last season. And I think that was a big reason for the Knicks' struggles.
for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Noah. Jimmy Butler comes in for Dunleavy. And it's Heinrich in for Allen. And Dallas with a change here too. Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Tyson Chandler. There's 1:54 left in the first half. Mirotic the pass to Rose. Here's Gasol. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Gasol's got 10 points in the game.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second.
Oh, shut up. I was right there.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Now here's Nowitzki. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Look at Chandler, and when he's healthy, he's a terrific rim protector inside. And pretty good finisher around the rim, too, offensively. He's excellent as a screener in pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see if he can get back to that peak level.
Pull that rim
Clear
down.
lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Rose with the ball. And it's Nelson picking him up. And Mirotic gets to Gasol. Turnaround James. And yes, sir, that one drops. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Here's Nelson. Pass to Nowitzki. Good. A nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 9 assists in the game. Great passer. Bulls trail by 14. Outside Rose. Carter with the block. But they'll get another chance. For 3, Heinrich. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
That's the layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. That drive by Carter. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty.
32-inch vertical.
Nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yeah, you got that right.
And Chicago has possession. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And to do it on the road, too. I mean, with the way they just kept coming at him and coming at him, they kept that crowd out of the game the entire time. That's good work.
And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. So both teams changing it up here. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Rose goes in, takes the 12-footer and hits. Rose has got 11 points in the quarter.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Now Udrih. Oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And that is simply a dagger on the way to the locker room. That three-pointer feels like a six-pointer coming when it did right at the end of the half.
And so we conclude the first half. Mavericks lead by 14. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I've got Coach.
We're always talking to the opposite team.
You talk a lot about floor balance. Is that a focus for the team in the second half?
Yeah, we got to get back to just playing some defense, see if we get some easy baskets, and then we get in the half-court offense. We got to get some ball movement, player movement.
Tom, appreciate it. Kevin, over to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so...
Hold up. You could have showed us.
A runaway game.
Nowitzki having having a terrific night. He has 18 points and 1 steal as well.
Pretty much unguardable out there. He has just been fantastic in this game.
Oh, it's been a stupendous performance, no doubt.
Here is Rose.
Well, Dallas coach Rick Carlisle has demonstrated his versatility throughout his coaching stops in Detroit, Indiana, and Dallas. Not really a system coach. He adapts to the talent that he has on each individual team and goes accordingly.
Here's Rick Carlisle starting the second half with. Dirk and Chandler up front. Carter is out there with Nelson. And it's Crowder in at the small forward spot. Here is Nelson following the score by Derrick Rose. Fades back. Nowitzki, no good. And Carlisle presiding over a more half-court, station-to-station style of play in Detroit and Indiana. He's embraced a more up-tempo style, it seems he does.
Yeah, and he's got an offensively gifted team with the Mavs, and he's always been an innovator using zone defenses to hide weaker defenders and to keep opponents off balance. And again, another example of how the outstanding coaches don't stand pat. They're always learning, growing, and adjusting to give their teams the best chance to win.
Good thought. Bulls have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Well, it's funny, Clark, some people thought that Joakim Noah was considered a bust when drafted by Chicago.
Very premature assessment of that young man. I tell you, you talk about having to eat crow for those who felt that way. A 2-time NCAA champion, Noah has now rightly become revered as the heartbeat of this scrappy Bulls team, an All-NBA and All-Star, and also an All-NBA defensive player as well.
Now here's Rose. He's got 20. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, a close partnership between Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau and center Joakim Noah. Noah said, quote, "The way each of us sees the game can be totally different, but he'll fight anybody to win, and I will too." Noah says Thibodeau's changed too, adding, "He's opened up a lot more, asking how we're doing, what we're thinking."
Wow, a shot rolled out.
Thanks, Doris.
Noah has that boisterous, playful personality. I think his quirks maybe threw people off early on, but he's a wonderful teammate. He's unselfish. And I think more than anything, his unguarded personality sort of helped him connect with his teammates.
So Tom Thibodeau has got to have a timeout right now.
And for Noah, who is really gregarious and outgoing off the court, you get in between those lines and his intense competitiveness becomes apparent. He's locked in and all business. Fierce competitor, laser focused on winning. And he's not worried about making a few enemies in the process.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. And the shot is good. The Maverick Bulls have cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Butler.
They came off that screen. The defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
Out to the wing. Here's Nowitzki. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. And that's now 20 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Nowitzki
Played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
No, he wouldn't be.
Rose attacking with 3. Dunleavy. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Carter. Chicago grabs the miss. Butler's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Dunleavy gets to Gasol. The jumper, and that one's good. Gasol has got 14 points for the game.
Boy, he can be a matchup nightmare inside the paint.
Here's Nelson. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Jameer Nelson, a stocky 6-foot guard, now in his 11th season out of St. Joe's. College Player of the Year his senior season.
And Clark Nelson on the shorter side for a point guard, but very solidly built.
Compactly so. Really good competitor, smart, tough point guard. And the size is a disadvantage defensively, but has been a good jump shooter and floor general throughout his career.
Looks for Nowitzki, gets it to him, and that one's good. Nowitzki's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Into Noah. And down they go. Got through off a wonderful assist. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense as good a job offensively as we saw. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
With a break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a look at this season's stingiest defensive teams. The Bulls third.
And I think a lot of it has to do with their defensive schemes, guys, because they rotate. Somebody is always there to protect the basket.
First one falls for.
Guys, it seems like the league has been pretty forward-thinking, willing to embrace changes over time, always trying to improve the game. And I think, they actually changed the competition committee over the last couple of years. It used to be every general manager. Now it's made up of 3 owners, 3 general managers, 3 coaches, and a player, which I think is a much more manageable group to work with.
Bulls trail by 9.
Yeah.
Here's Gibson.
Might want to trade Jay Crowder.
Gibson's got his first points of the night.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
Nowitzki, the basket good off the assist from Nelson. And that's now 24 points for Dirk Nowitzki. For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Allen kicks to Butler. It's stolen by Harris. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Jump shot is good. Nowitzki's got 26.
It should have been a 3.
Let's get your take on the Huskies.
It should have been a 3. That's a 3. They counted it as a 2. Oh, that's what they're counting. A toenail. A toenail. That's what I think they'd be looking at. They'd be like, is that a toenail?
Stats for the Mavericks.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming in the steal.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Now here's Rose. He's got 22. Butler attacking. And yes, sir, that one drops. Butler's got 9.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane in the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And the basket by Harris.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. They have to get a hand in his face.
Bulls trail by 10. Clark, you know, those are the blink at times, and they didn't finish where they wanted to, but the Mavs did sneak into the postseason last year with a very strong push.
And it took the Spurs to 7 games in that first round. A tough schedule for them at the end of the season, but they fought through it and got back to the playoffs. Very impressive.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Mirotic is checked in for Noah.
Yeah, if we'd have won Game 5 that season, we would have won the series.
Cole Aldridge, he's checked in for Chandler. White comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Al Farouk Amini, he's checked in for Crowder. And it's Udrich in for Jameer Nelson.
And for the Mavs, when they did get to the postseason, they gave San Antonio everything they could handle, taking them the distance to 7 games.
Shots good by Gibson.
Nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Mavericks leading by 8. And Udrich kicks to Wright. From 7, that's good. Wright's got 8 points.
Well, you knew if the Mavs got to the playoffs, they'd be tough, even as an 8 seed. There's just so much playoff experience on that team. It took a very good Spurs team playing at a high level to get by the Mavericks in that first game.
And so he ends a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Challenge it.
The offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line. Taj Gibson, in his 6th season now in the NBA, he's in the prime of his career at 29 years old. Last season, he upped his scoring rate and averaged double digits for the first time in his career.
And for Gibson, becoming more efficient, more free throw attempts, and a big lead, guys, in his free throw percentage. Steve tracking 70% from the line for the first time.
It was by far his best performance offensively, Kevin. He came into his own in terms of his post play, his aggressiveness. I think he just believed in his own mind and his own heart that he was now a good offensive player. And that's the case, no question.
Now Heinrich. Al Farouk Aminu missing on the 3rd. Heinrich dishes to Butler. Pocket 6. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. And that's 12 points for Butler.
Not too many of those shots were dropping for him in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Stay there.
With it. He has 7. And it's Udrich in the corner. And it's Dallas with another. Assist from Dallas. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? It's Dallas. They're up by 7. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter.
On tap this Wednesday, December 3rd, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets live from Brooklyn. Don't miss it.
Dallas leading by 7. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups.
Let's go Mavs Blue Heart.
So for Chicago right now, the forward combination by Dunleavy and Gibson. Heinrich is out there with Allen, and it's Gasol with the 5 controlling the paint. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Gibson's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Bulls.
And a nice soft touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that general touch, those chip-ins are easy to come by.
Well, easy points, 3 points for a guy with that kind of strength and agility in the paint. You got to go for every second chance opportunity.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
The shot's good from Carter.
They've built this lead through plays exactly like that. He's easily been their most consistent performer.
Well, he's been splashing everything today.
Now here's Heinrich. Inside to Gasol. 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and Maxson James. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. Can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Joakim Noah is checked in for Chicago. Rose comes in for Ray Allen. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Aldridge. Nowitzki comes in for Brandon Wright. Crowder is checked in for Al Farouk Amini. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Udrih. Now, here is Nelson, following the miss by Derrick Rose. A shot by Carter, nobody around. Carter can't get that one to fall.
Well, eventually he'll start knocking those down again. He did make 2 in the first half.
Kirk Heinrich in his 12th season out of Kansas. Remember covering this guy in college. Still a quality defensive combo guard. At 6'4", tremendous IQ and anticipation. Really helps him at the defensive end. And he's, I think, a little underrated offensively, too.
And that one falls for Heinrich. And Heinrich playing big numbers for the Bulls last season. But Steve, his shooting percentages have started now to tail off over the last few years.
You know, I think his defense is really what keeps him on the court at this point, Kevin. Offensively, still a good playmaker and a decision maker, but he's not going to be a big scorer.
Kevin Harris is checked in for Dallas. Now Rose. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. Noah with a screen on Chandler. Rose attacking. He nails it. Rose has got 24.
That's a big basket there. You can expect him to be very involved and aggressive the rest of the way.
Nelson kicks to Nowitzki. The 9-foot shot. Not short, but it's good off the front iron. Nowitzki's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Rose passes to Heinrich. Noah dishes to Rose. Dunleavy for 3. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 5th assist in this one.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Now here's Nowitzki. Here's Crowder. Got a piece of it. And here's Rose. Gasol setting the pick for Rose.
He jumped right and released the ball.
Noah kicks to Dunleavy. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rose. Can't get it to go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. Stolen by Rose. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Gasol. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Gasol's got 4 points this quarter. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result.
The Bulls making a switch here. Butler's checked in.
I didn't even hit the pass button.
He's checked in for the Mavericks. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got
Tom face screaming in fear.
He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop it. Guys, back to you.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. Nelson with the steal. Drops in the breakaway lane. And the Mavericks lead by 1. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Steve, exciting stuff.
Yeah, this is a fun game to watch. Which team can kind of extend a lead and make a couple of big plays here to try to seize momentum? We'll see.
Here's Dunleavy after the made shot from Jameer Nelson. 5 to shoot, and it's Rose penetrating. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. And again, no good by Chicago.
You can do it, FRL.
Some excellent offensive is about them.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right. There's a lot of momentum here offensively.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, but it's just a matter of playing with more heart. Play hard.
1:51 left in the game. Rose dishes to Gasol. Shot, high post, and that one's good. Gasol's got 6 here in this quarter.
Crucial basketball. As long as they've got that mismatch here, big versus small, they should continue to exploit it.
And they will, Steve. You can be sure of that.
Now here's Nowitzki. They get it back. Off with the layup.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Rose passes to Gasol. Butler gets to Gasol. Butler on the way. Unloads from 13. The Mavericks pull it in.
Really high quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Nelson dishes to Nowitzki. Nails it.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki is a handful. They're having a lot of trouble dealing with this.
56 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Butler against Butler. Butler goes in. Intention brings them to within just one.
Dirk is so good, smiling face with smiling eyes.
Clark will be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward. Huge points. That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket.
Get Dirk in his spot. He'll connect.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Well, still within reach.
Yeah, but their offense, Steve, needs to be just about perfect from here out.
Kicks it to Gasol. Another shot. Gasol can't get that one to fall.
I thought he'd make out. That's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen. Smart foul there. You got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
And it's going to be
Fire.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 3. There's 14 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You've got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Nelson, the pass to Nowitzki.
WTF flushed face.
Lightning bolt to win it at the buzzer. That is incredible. A sensational finish to a sensational game.
So it's an arrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the W.
Buzzer beater.
They managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke.
This a crazy and incredible game.
Presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
They didn't want to show the highlights, but we got another win, close win nonetheless. And we are traveling on to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks
So many mixed feelings.
in the next game. Thank you for watching. Hit that like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Bye.